Hey guys, I welcome you again in this another Java tutorial video. In this video we will talk about typecasting in Java. So for those who don't know me or new here, hey guys, I'm Ujjwal and I make Java tutorial just like this. So if you're interested in these stuff then please consider subscribing. Now I hope you all are doing great and ready to learn. So let's kick this video, but first of all let's go ahead and check out the agenda. So here we have the agenda for the video guys. First of all we will discuss what is typecasting, then we'll see the widening casting. Following that we'll see the narrow casting, and we'll wrap up this video by discussing a use of widening and narrow casting with programming example. So the question is, what is typecasting? So guys, a typecasting can be known as a process of converting the value of one data type to another data type. We can convert an integer type of value into a float or a float to integer. And we do this casting just to ensure or just to avoid any loss of data. Now let's talk about widening casting. So guys, a widening casting conversion happens automatically. In widening casting, the lower data type is converted into the higher data type. Hence, there is no loss of data. And this is why it happens automatically. So guys, as this definition shows itself, that in widening casting, we convert lower data type into the higher data type, which means we convert an integer kind of value to the double or to float, just to make sure there is no loss of data. Assume the result for the integer is 9, but if you represent that in float it becomes 9.0. So here we are making sure that there is no loss of a data and it representing 9.0. You'll understand this widening concept once you see that programming example. Now let's talk about narrow casting. So guys, in narrow casting we manually convert one data type of value into the another data type using parentheses. In this type of casting, the higher data type are converted into the lower data type, and that is why there is a loss of a data, because if you're converting 10.0 into 10, a float to integer, so you know that integer do not contains any value after a decimal point, so there is a loss of a data, and this is why it does not happen automatically and we have to do it manually. Let's go ahead and see programming examples for the narrow casting and the widening casting. So here we have the example for the widening casting and narrowing casting guys. Let's go ahead and discuss them. So as we discussed already in widening casting, that in widening casting we always convert a lower data type to a high data type, like we're converting int value to the double. Assume you got the result of any int as 10 and you want to convert it into double, you just need to write the double and then write the name of it and then just say equals to my int, and this is how it will convert your values and you can print those values. We'll see these values in a minute when we run the program. Let's discuss this. And in narrow casting, as we discussed, you need to do manually. So you need to come here and you need to type int, then you need to say my int1, because you need to give a name of your integer, then you say int convert into int, and then what you want to convert, you convert double, so you convert double into int, and this is how you do it manually, not it doesn't happen automatically. So let's go ahead and run the program to see if we receive our output as we have, like as we are assuming. Let's see, it's building here. Let's see how much time it will take. Let's wait for it. So here we have the output guys, that you can see that says 10, because 10 we got for this, then we got my double, we got 10.0, then we had 10.89, and we converted manually into the integer and it becomes 10.